Bom dia, welcome back. Well, I got a little tiny bit of, I guess you call it good news today about my passport and ultimate return to Brazil. Well, finally, after weeks of checking the U.S. State Department passport site online about my application, and every single time I would go online it would say the exact same thing. We have not received your information, or we have no record of you. Finally today, just a few minutes ago, I went on the same website and miraculously there's a new message saying, instead of saying we cannot find you, it says we cannot proceed with your passport application until we get a new passport photo. Hello, U.S. State Department. I imagine that you might be overwhelmed with all of the Trump regime cuts. I'm sorry about that, but I did send you a new passport photo 5 weeks ago. I don't know, you never got it. It got lost, whatever. Discouraging, but I sent you a new passport photo in a new form yesterday morning, and so you should be getting it tomorrow, Wednesday, to send it to Virginia from San Francisco. Hopefully it doesn't get lost or misplaced, and at some point, hopefully this month of June, I'll get a new passport in the mail and I can get on a plane and go back to Brazil. I do feel a sense of relief that there has been a little bit of movement. Thank you. Obrigado, Yemencha. Ashe. Oh, and another piece of good news is that my dear friend Mark returned from Japan, his trip to Japan today, and I was a bit worried about how much longer I can stay in the garden studio apartment that I've been staying in. You know, I was only expecting to be here for 6 weeks, and here it's going on 2 months, going on 3 months because of the lost passport, but he said no problem. I can stay in the studio apartment until my passport arrives. I'm able to take a flight back to Brazil, so that was good news. Now to get on BART. And speaking of Japan, you know, of course San Francisco is famous for its big Chinatown, but San Francisco also has a Japantown. So let's head to Japantown. About Japan, I have I don't know why, but a kind of personal connection with Japan and Japanese people, or people of Japanese descent. I've only been to Japan once. I don't know, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I was in Tokyo. But my dear friend Mark Tanaka, is Japanese American. He's is it called Nisai? His grandparents emigrated from Japan to the United States, and he just got back today from a trip to Japan. He has distant cousins there, and he's, you know, always traveling somewhere in the world. And then, you know, I've lived under Mark's roof, for, has it been 35 years, in his house that he owns, and I'm also good friends with his sister and his family, and they took me under their wing in a very nice way, and created a type of family for me, not blood family, but family that means even more, a family that you create in your adulthood. Oh, here comes the BART train. And Also, I have a good friend named Yoko. She's from Japan. She's from the city of Kobe, Japan. I call her Yoko Loco. She and I met at work many years ago, and we're still friends to this day. So I feel a strong connection to Japan because of that, of those groups of people, Yoko and the Tanaka family. And now we're transferring from BART to a Munibus, and this is Union Square, the center of San Francisco, or its focal point, and in the heart of downtown San Francisco. We're going to go up Geary Avenue to Japantown. San Francisco once had a large and thriving Japanese community in Japantown, but during World War II, as you may know, the US government, rounded up people of Japanese descent and put them in concentration camps here in the United States. Just, well, kind of sounds similar to what's happening to people of Latino descent right now. Interesting, excuse me, how history repeats itself. Sorry, someone just hit me with their bicycle. Anyway, so Japantown is a much reduced version of its former self, but we still do have a Japantown. You can see these businesses across the street with Japanese lettering on them. And here is the Japantown Mall. Nihon Machi, the name of this complex. And there are some good Japanese restaurants here in Japantown, which is the main reason I've come to Japantown over the years. And occasionally there's a couple little bookstores and stores selling art materials. And of course, my friend Mark Tanaka likes to get some Japanese foods and Japanese snacks at a Japanese grocery store here in Japantown. Another side street here in Japantown. It looks like they're renovating it's called Peace Plaza, and that's normally you would see a pagoda right there, but it's all under wraps as it gets renovated. Now we're going to enter Japan Center here. Shops, restaurants, gift stores, bookstores. As I mentioned, I was in Japan once, only in Tokyo and only for a week, but I found it very interesting and would love to go back. You know, in some ways, you never have to leave San Francisco to feel like you're traveling internationally. We have so many interesting ethnic neighborhoods. I live in the Mission District, I used to live in the Mission District, and I'm staying in the Mission District right now, the Latino District, where you hear Spanish everywhere. You have a huge Chinatown. I did a video on a visit to Chinatown, and now here we are in Japantown. Of course, we have Little Italy in North Beach. We have a large Russian community out in the Richmond District, and other ethnic neighborhoods and enclaves in the city of San Francisco. So it's easy to feel very international here. Aha. Here is an excellent bookstore. Lots of books in Japanese, but also books in English about Japan. I'm going to go inside. Oh. It's closed today. Not sure why. Crepes, that sounds good. Udon noodle shop. Yummy. It's an interesting shop. All games. All of those where the claw comes down and you try to grab a hold of a toy. It's very Japanese. You'll find shops like this all over Japan. And of course, famous Kinko stores in Japan. More cute Japanese shops in this section of Japantown. Hello Kitty, a famous Japanese brand. Making me a little nostalgic for Tokyo. As I said, my friend Mark Tanaka just got back from Japan this morning. Japanese comic books and Japanese toys. Japantown is quite busy, crowded today. I'm surprised. What is today? Tuesday. Well, why not? Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by how busy Japantown is today. You know, I remember when Japantown decades ago was not thriving, but it certainly seems to be thriving now. And what would a visit to Japantown be without a sighting of Godzilla? Lots of cute Japanese, imported Japanese items in this store. It's like being in a shop in Japan. Oh, lots of nice, very nicely packaged and decorated practical items, but in the Japanese style. Very, very nice. And I'm quite surprised and happy to see another shop being so busy. Lots of customers. To refrain from buying anything because I've already bought so many books to take back to Brazil. I have no space in my luggage. Let's go see what's upstairs. Nice mural. San Francisco Go Club Dojo. Isn't that a kind of board game, Japanese board game? And more of the streets of Japantown. And there are residential streets here in Japantown too, which is officially called the Japanese Cultural District. But as I mentioned, Japantown was somewhat decimated due to the United States racist policies during World War II, which are being repeated right now by the Trump regime against people of Latin American descent. It's very tragic how we don't learn from our mistakes. Here's a Forest Books, very nice. Here are some very nice Victorian homes. You'll find Victorians all over the city of San Francisco, including here in Japantown. Very nice, very well preserved. As I've said many times, I really love this city. The Japanese American Citizens League National Headquarters, right here in Japantown, San Francisco, California. And some more beautifully preserved San Francisco Victorians here in Japantown. Look at those lovely columns. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little look at San Francisco Japantown and at the other tours or walks in other San Francisco neighborhoods. One of the ways I've been occupying my time while I'm here in San Francisco and waiting for my passport so I can return to Brazil. Thanks again for joining me, and to all of you, I wish you a great day. Beijos. Ciao.